Hey, what's going on, crew? Welcome back in. Today we got something a little bit special, guys. We're looking at what may be the first North American original map for Farming Simulator 22. That's right, today we're looking at Graystone Farm for Farming Sim 22 by Large H Mapping. Let's dive into this thing. Let's go take our first tour around this map. Figure it's only fitting that we do this tour with the Ranchero, of course. Oh, more traffic. Oh, man, this car is so good. Look at the jet black. So that is right, guys. This is the first, I believe it's the first North American map, original North American map for Farming Sim 22 to be released. Once again, this is a PC standard size map. Unfortunately, console players, you will not see this map on the mod hub. This is an off-site map. You're going to find downloads for this map down in the description if you're looking for it. Of course, this is a zipped file map, so make sure you unzip the file and download both files into your mod folder. There's two different files in that version, at least the version that I'm linking to begin with. That could be updated as time goes on, but for now, we're just doing the two files. That's it. So this map does remind me a little bit of a lot of MRG Mapping's maps. It's based on a real-life area of Rockingham County, North Carolina, of course. Now, this one is done. This is done by Large H Mapping, and it is somewhat true to life. I've got a lot of things I like about it. There's a couple things that I would personally like to see worked on. I'll tell you all about that stuff. We'll go through this map and look at all the fun stuff. But to be honest, guys, there's a lot of detail on this. And as we're just driving around right now, you're going to kind of notice that, well, the foliage is actually really well done. There is a lot of detail to just the amount of foliage and trees and bushes and shrubs. That is kind of a highlight for me. So if you guys have watched any of my previous reviews on maps or video tours, there's three things that I look for or that I like to see in my maps when I review them or when I talk about them for my playability. First of all, a realistic type of map, something that feels that it's lifelike. And you know what? This map really does feel like a true life place. I mean, it's taken from an actual area like we talked about, Rockingham County, North Carolina. Secondly, I like to see my maps with irregular shaped fields for the most part. I don't mind the odd square field here and there, but kind of like to see maps with irregular shaped fields that just aren't your standard square fields that kind of get boring. This one has that in spades. In fact, we'll probably show off more of that. But as you can see, just right here, we've got 4 fields and, well, none of them are square whatsoever. And lastly, guys, I like to see maps that have some kind of a town site that forces you to go in and sell your goods or do some transactions there. And unfortunately, this is about all you get right here. You get a fire department. You do have some sell points down here, your animal dealer, but for the most part, there really isn't a town site. This map is based more about being out in the countryside, not anywhere near any towns for the most part. You're kind of out and about and not anywhere close to any kind of cities or towns. So it definitely does check off 2 of the 3 boxes for me, even a little bit of that 3rd box. That being said, there's not a lot of town site that we could talk about there. And you know what? It's a little bit lacking as well as far as your sell points go. Let's talk about that to begin with. So as for your main sell points right here, guys, this here is the main sell point. It's kind of a 2-fer, maybe a 3-fer. Is that a thing? 3-fers? Yeah, that's right. You've got your main selling point for both your grains and then your products. And then around your front side is where your vehicles are purchased from as well. So yeah, that sounds like a 3-fer to me. Now, as for the amount of farms on the map, there's technically 5 according to the documentation. However, I consider this to be more 4 original farms. I don't understand where they're getting the 5. So anyways, we've got 1 up in the northwest, 2 down here in the southeast, 1 over here. They consider this 1. This could be 2 possibly, I guess, maybe down in the southwest, and then right in the central, there's 1 where this little fuel icon is. There's technically 4, maybe 5. I don't know. They say 5. I consider it 4. That's my personal opinion. There's nothing up here in this section. You got the dealership, and that's really it. We'll talk more about this stuff in a bit. But so down here in the southwest, you've got Graystone Farm, and this is the one, like I said, is kind of a dual. So you've got the 1 farm off, well, over in this section, and as we scoot on over, you've got another little bit of a farmyard here. It's fairly tight. The Meridian bin does work. That is the only silo you have on this farm. And yeah, so this is it. You have some, is there animals on this one? I think you got animals on the back side of there as well. Oh yes, that's right. We got a small horse pen right here, a little horse pasture. Now note, I've had some issues with the horse pastures on this map, just messing around. These horses I actually purchased directly from the animal dealer. I couldn't find the point. Now, if you bring this icon up, you might be able to see there is some spots if you bring up the notifications or the console mode on this one, the developer console, you might be able to find it. I was unable to find the purchase point the first playthrough. Let's see if we can find anything out here. But just note, it's right here. There we go. There it is right there. So just note that a lot of the pastures on this, they don't have markers on where to purchase or where to put your animals into. For instance, this one here is, well, right out in the open. So yeah, not exactly easy to find. Another slight oddity on this farm is this is where the hay and bale sales area is. It's right here. This is where you sell your hay and your straw, and they consider this the animal dealer sale point. However, this is not where the animal dealer is at all. So that's a bit of an odd one. Don't get mixed up with that one. Our next farm is down by the animal dealer down in the southeastern section of the map, down by field 100. And it kind of goes up this road, up into this little section right here. So we are down right on the road right here. That's the main road that goes back towards the town area-ish. Little church in the corner there. There's the animal dealer as well, actually, speaking of which. But as we kind of go up this road, you're going to see the farmhouse, and then in behind is where you're going to find the main farm, guys. Now, there's not a whole bunch on this farm, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you got a kind of a cool little pond back here. Kind of an interesting little pond that goes up and around. I think it just ends right there. It's not like a river or anything. Yep, just ends right there. But you do have one little shed and then a bunch of greenhouses on this farm. But that's it. No silo system once again. That's kind of the thing on this map. I find you're going to have to build your own farms pretty much out from square one. There's just very bare bones placeables down, so you're gonna have to build a lot of your farms. Let's go on to the next one, which is just out in the middle, actually. So this farm is pretty much dead center of the map, and really there's not much here other than a fuel station. You're not gonna find anything else here, guys. It's just a fuel station and some sheds. Let's go jump in, take a look. This is Mossy Pine Ranch right here, and as we kind of go take a look, there's, like I said, not a whole lot here. You got some town buildings all that kind of wrap around the fields in this neck of the woods at least. And it's kind of a busy little spot. But as for the farm itself, well, you've got like a trailer-ish house and one building. It's kind of nicely detailed, to be perfectly honest. Just a little outbuilding with a fuel station right on the end here that's kind of built into it, which is kind of neat to see. But that's it, guys. No other buildings here. You're gonna have to build this one out yourself once again, like I said. So let's move on to our last farm, which is, well, the opposite spot of the map, up in the northwest. We've got a small farm up here as well. And once again, an unnamed farm. I love when they name the farms perfectly. If you guys can name farms, if you're a modder and you name the farms, cool, do that some more. I love that. That's cool to see. But this one's unnamed, and it's a little bit on the smaller side for sure. You got your house, you've got some pasture lands here for some horses. Once again, you've got to find the hit points for loading the horses in here, but they are in here. I found them both, so load those in. And no real silo per se. So you're going to need to build a silo on this one as well. Another quick question for you guys. What exactly are these? I've seen them on a couple of the farms or maps, a couple of farms on this map, and I'm not quite sure what they're for. They don't seem to have any hit points or anything like that, but let me know. I have no idea. I've never seen this type of thing before. I mean, I suppose it could be just a heated storage, but it seems like it's more than that. So let me know down in the comments what the heck this thing is. So that there is, well, most of the map, guys. The only thing we haven't really talked about, if we go to the far northwest, so this is the northwest farm. If we look over in this direction, it's just large trees everywhere through here. So you're gonna find this is a large section for treed forestry area. Yeah, there's not much out here. It's just trees. There's no trails or anything. There's not really any useful stuff there. Maybe if you're logging, but this is even overkill for that, I think. So kind of wasted space that's not being used for anything out in that way. Kind of a disappointment in that section. Let's talk a little bit about stuff that I'm not really happy about this map as well. Some other things that I find are a little bit problematic. So one of the bigger problems I've noticed, things I really don't like, is the way some of these fields just end at the edge of the map. As you can see right here, I mean, they go right up to the edge. I've seen a few map makers make it so that there's, you know, a grassland or something along those lines before it comes to the end, or some trees. But literally this map here, you're right up against the edge, and it just drops off. I really don't like that. I find that, like, especially when you have farm like that, there is the northwest farm right there. This is farmland you're going to want to use, and you're right up against the edge, which really just takes away from the map. I think this needs to be fixed. I think you guys need to we need to find a way to make some kind of grassland or some kind of land that's inaccessible beyond this. That is key, I think, for a lot of these farms, especially when it's land that you're going to be using for sure on one of these main farms. So that's unfortunate. One of the more bigger disappointments, I think, of this. My next complaint really comes down to map design itself. Love the look of most of the fields. I love how they all flow and slide into each other. However, this little section down over here, fields 50 through 39, this is a bit of an interesting spot. Now, on this PDA, you can see that we have, well, it looks like a utility right away that maybe should have been a road of some sort. This road is non-existent on the map. The only way to get through here is on a dirt road that really leads through this farm, the centralized farm right here. So let's back on out, and you can see we're looking in the direction right now of those fields. If we spin around, well, that's the centralized farm right there. That's the farm. You've got to take this dirt road that goes all the way through and then scoots all the way back on through these next set of trees to get to that farm. Now, there is another road that goes there, but that ends at the field. There's not really a great road system that goes north up. You can see there's no real roadway, it's just grasslands. But this whole section right here is kind of cut off from the rest of the map. Like completely cut off for the most part. I mean, even that south farm down there, that's the southeast farm down off in the distance. It doesn't really have a roadway system built in here, any kind of a trail system. That is the only way to get back into these fields, and they're kind of decent fields for the most part. Nice sized fields. They look good. Mind you, we do run into the same problem once again where they tend to butt up right against the edge of the map, and it's just not finished. This seems like it needs to be finished still. But anyways, I digress. This is my complaint right here. These fields, they're way off in the middle of nowhere with no accessibility for most of the farmlands, guys. Now, as well, there are the odd few little bugs here and there, but generally speaking, guys, there's not that much really that's problematic. Oh, watch over the deer. Like I said, everything seems to work out fairly well. Everything seems to work. Some of the trigger points, like I said, you do need to hunt for them, but there's not a lot there. There's only a few of them. And like the production stuff, you're gonna have to place those yourself. So that makes that a little bit easier. Other than that, the detail on some of these fields, on some of these little farmlands, just driving around does feel very authentic, and I do appreciate that. It's just, yeah, it's a bit small, of course. It's a smaller map. When you're used to the 4X maps, this, of course, does feel small still, but we're still in the early days of Farm Sim 22. One of the first maps, the first North American map for Farm Sim 22. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Will this be one of your first maps? Will you try this mod map? Will this be the first mod map you try for Farming Simulator 22? I actually kind of like this map. You know what? For a first map, this is pretty good for a first North American map for sure. I'm kind of excited to give this one a shot a little bit. We'll see how far we go with this. But I think this is a great start. And everything, like I said, it's fully does work right now. It is playable. It is 100% playable right now. Yeah, of course, there's some things I would love to see changed. But this is great. This is a fantastic first start. So congratulations to Large H Mapping on this fantastic map. First map coming out for Farm Sim 22 for North America, at least. Kind of digging it. Let me know if you guys have any other new maps you guys have heard about down in the comments as well. Love to see some more North American stuff, of course. I'm always looking to look out for that stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, slap the like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time. This is Klutch. Over and out.